What does that even mean, Bowers game?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check out Voila from Brain Games. This is for 2 to 6 players. Age is 6 plus. It'll take about 30 minutes to play. And Voila is a push your luck dexterity game where players are going to be taking turns trying to complete various different tasks in 45 seconds, but here's the catch. You don't actually know how much time you have left on the clock, so you have to push yourself all the while not knowing how much time you have left. It seems like it's some good family fun, but is it? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think about it. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what's inside of Voila. First and foremost, we have our handy dandy rule booklet. This is it. It's about 1 page, double-sided, full color, pictures, illustrations, examples. Very well done. Should have you up and running in no time at all. And also, I could teach you how to play the game right now. It's just that simple. So in Voila, you are going to be taking turns being circus performers, and you are going to be pressing your luck, grabbing gems out of the bag, trying to see how many gems you can grab out of the bag, and completing various different tasks, all within a 45-second sand timer that you will not actually be able to see. What am I talking about? We'll go over the components, then I'll show you how the gameplay works. So, you're each going to be taking turns being the circus performer. And when you're the circus performer, you're going to have 6 acrobats in front of you who you'll be using to complete various different cards, which I'll show you in a second. You're going to have this little helpful player aid card, which you'll also use to stack up and do various different things with. It also tells you what happens when you draw gems from the bag. And then this bag. And inside this bag, there are going to be 3 colors of gems. You're going to have yellow gems, red gems, and blue gems. So I'll show you what they do real quick. You draw a yellow gem, good for you. Put it over to the side. If you get 2 of these, then at the end of your turn, you'll be able to draw one of these cards right here, and that will just be straight up victory points. So yellow gems are the ones you always want to see. If you draw a red gem, that means you're going to have to draw one of these cards right there and complete it. If you can't complete it by the time the timer runs out, then you lose and you gain nothing. If you get the blue gem, this is the one you really don't want to see most of the time, you have to draw 2 cards, flip over one of them, complete the first one, and then flip over the other one, complete the next one. If you run out of time at any point before either of these are completed, then you lose everything. You get 0 points. So that's how everything is going to be going with that. So, otherwise components, you're going to have these cards here, and I believe there's like 8 or 10 different kinds of cards. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You draw this card. If you complete it and you stop before the timer runs out, it's going to be worth 2 points to you at the end of the game. And this one, you're just going to be completing this creation by stacking up the little dudes like so. Let's see if I can do it real quick. Stacking them like stacking them like this, and then you have to make sure it stands up for 2 seconds, and if it does that, then you have completed this card. I obviously did not complete that card right there because I'm doing it one-handed, but you get the idea. These ones are really annoying, but they're worth 3 points, which kind of balances out. But you have to reach into the bag one at a time and draw out a red, a yellow, and a yellow one, and place them on top of this card. This one, once again, these are the ones I really like, but I don't think there's enough in the game, but I'll mention them in the pros and cons. This one, you're actually going to be building this structure, including using this thing to help you complete it, and then you're going to be pushing one of the acrobats underneath it, kind of like a train. So let's see, we got anything else? So yeah, that's building that. This one, you're just going to have to throw a gem up in the air, at least I believe it's like a foot in the air, and catch it. Pretty simple, that's why it's only worth 1 point. Building more things, and then there's these guys. So how this works is, as soon as you flip this over, everyone, including yourself, is going to be on a race to try and slap that card first. Whoever slaps it is going to earn the 1 point. So that keeps everybody involved at all times, which I do like. So let's show you how the gameplay works. So when you first start the game, you can put all the gems back in the bag. Whoever's the first player is going to get these things right here. Then the player to their left is going to take the timer right there, and they are going to say, "Are you ready?" And then they are going to flip over the timer. So now, this other person right here is not going to be able to see that timer which is ticking down. They're going to start drawing a gem. So this is a yellow gem. That's great. We're going to keep going. This is another yellow gem. That's fantastic. This is a great start. Now we have a blue gem, so we're going to draw 2 cards. Boom. Boom, first card. So it's that card. So now everybody is in a race now to try and slap that. So boom, I didn't slap it first, which means that person over there would earn that card. We flip over this card right now. I have to build this structure. So let's build this structure real quick. And we're looking good. We're looking good. It stands up for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 1, 2. So now I have a choice. Do I want to keep going or do I want to stop? I want to keep going. I want to keep going. So we draw another gem out of the bag. Draw another gem out of the bag. And all the while, we're not going to be able to see this sand timer. Another yellow. I want another yellow. All right, red card, red card. All right, so this one, I have to build this. And I have to build this. And do I have time? Do I have time? And now the other person would be like, oh, out of time. So, I would be out of time. I would gain nothing. I lose everything I have in front of me. Now, this other person over here gets to keep this card right here as a 1 victory point. Likewise, if I would have slapped this, I would get to keep this despite the fact I ran out of time. So these kind of break the rule of that you lose everything when you run out of time. So let's pretend I didn't run out of time. Let's pretend that I was successfully able to complete this and do this thing right here and go, whoa, oh, yeah, that works. So how would that work? Well, I would get to keep these 2 cards, which would be 5 victory points at the end of the game. They would just stay in front of me. These 2 gems would go back in the bag. I have no use for them. And then I would be able to trade in 2 yellow gems for 1 card out of the middle, which in this case would be 3 victory points. So that would be a pretty big swing right there. This yellow one, since I only have 1 of it, would go back into the bag. I would hand the bag over to the player on the left. This player would hand the timer over to the player on their left, and you would rinse, wash, and repeat. You go until everyone has had a turn 3 times as being the circus performer, at which point you will tally up how many points you have on the card, and whoever has the most points will be the winner of Voila. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then, voila, from Brain Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. One thing that a couple people cited to me was they did not like the stress in the game. They didn't like the tension, they didn't like the pressure, they didn't like knowing how, not knowing how much time they had. Now, I personally love this aspect, but I understand some people play games not to feel stressed, and I could definitely see how this would stress some people out. Also, it says ages 6+, and I would say that is just about right. But I feel like some 6-year-olds are going to get frustrated when they're trying to build some of the different things, or if they're not going to be able to slap things fast enough. So I feel like it's better with slightly older children, say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and pretty much all the way up until 99, because the game's awesome. But if you are playing with a 6-year-old, be forewarned, you might need to use kids' gloves on them. Another comment I have with the game is I wish there was a little bit more variety of the cards in the game, especially the movement ones. I really like the movement one where you have to kind of take the acrobat and then tap it underneath the structure you built. I thought that was very cool. I just wish there was some more variety in the cards. Hopefully, if this game is popular, which I'm hoping it is going to be popular, they can have some expansion cards that come out in the future, but that's not a big deal. Any other cons I have with the game? Oh, great family game, absolutely. I don't know about a game night game. I think for most game nights, this is going to be a little bit too light, which will be a turnoff to some people, even though it definitely can fit in the filler category, especially if you're only playing with 3 or 4 players, because your turns are really only going to take about a minute tops. It's supposed to take 45 seconds because that's how long is on the sand timer. So, I don't know. It really depends on your game group. If you think a press your luck dexterity game is going to be something you would play on your game night, then this one definitely is going to get a check plus for that. Any other cons I have with the game? No. Moving on to the pros, I really liked Voila, and pretty much everybody who I played it with, except for the people who were getting stressed out about the time situation, really enjoyed the game. And where do I start? It doesn't feel like any other game I've played, which I always love when a game gives me that feeling. This game looks like it's a lot of fun, and then you explain the game to people, and it sounds like it's a lot of fun, and then when you play the game, it is a lot of fun, which is always a good thing. Oh, there's one more con I forgot to mention. There's no real strategy in this game. You're just going to try and do things your best. But back to the pros. I like the pressure luck aspect. I love the fact that you can't see how much time is on the clock, so it's just this added little element of stress where you're like, I think I have time to do another one, and I really need another yellow because maybe I have 3 yellows, but at the same time, if I draw a blue, then I know I'm totally hosed. But at the same time, I think if I draw a red, I could probably just complete one, but it might also be one of the easy ones where I just have to throw it in the air, or somebody has to tap, or something like that. And I like that aspect, and it just goes by. The turns are lightning quick, which which is always a good thing. I loved the fact that they had the slapping the blue tiles, because that really is a saving grace in this game, because it means everybody always has to be paying attention on his turn, because you can score points. You can score more points on your turn than the other person does, because if they bust but you slap a tile, well then guess what? You just gained a point on somebody else's turn. I like that aspect a lot. I feel like the scoring is decently well balanced. They only used a 1, 2, and 3 system to keep it simple, and I feel like they're about right. Even though some of the, I feel like they're about right. Even though some of the 3s feel like maybe they should be 4s because they're more difficult, but that's neither here nor there. Overall, Voila, if you're looking at this as a family game, absolutely 100% pull the trigger. It is a ton of fun. If you're looking at this as a lightweight dexterity game for your kids, I would say yes, absolutely, especially if they're ages, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus. This is one of those games that if you play it as a family, everyone is going to have fun. It's not going to be one of those games where it's like the parents are just like, oh, it's my turn? You having fun, Billy? Good. We both are. No. It's not one of those games. Everybody's going to have fun with this game. And artwork, bright, vivid, rule booklet's great, components are nice, just pops. Everything about this game is just quality, and I really enjoyed it, and I think you will as well if you were in the market for a great family game, or if your game night likes filler dexterity games. So that is Voila from Brand Games, one that I definitely recommend checking out. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, circus, does it do it for you? Do you enjoy the circus? For me, yeah, I've always enjoyed the circus. The circus used to be on my birthday every year, which was cool. I used to go like every year for like 3 straight years on my birthday until 9/11 happened, and then it kind of screwed up the schedule of the circus because they had to postpone the circus 1 week at the Coliseum, and then the Coliseum was like, well, just because of how we do things, you'll have to do it 1 year from now. So now the circus is always a week after my birthday, and it just... Thanks, terrorists. Thanks for ruining it. But yeah, I do. I love the circus. It's always something I've enjoyed. I love elephants. I love when they get inside the big ball and the motorcycles go around and around and they're juggling fire and there's trapeze artists. I want to go to the circus right now, but it's probably not here because it's not February 11th. Unless you're watching this on February 11th, then yeah, I'm probably at the circus. But this has been way too long. I'm just rambling right now. So that is Voila. Definitely check it out and let me know if you enjoyed the circus in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.